Hi there. I'm going to be going through the South Country app, and within the app or the website, first I'm going to go over the grain loss calculator and how to use it while you're in the field throwing catch pans. Secondly, I'm going to go over the grain loss calibration numbers. And then lastly, if you enter a field and you're unsure of a good starting place to set your combine, I'll go over some of those numbers or where to find those numbers that you can at least begin with. So you'll start by going to your URL, and doesn't matter if you're on your computer or if you're on your mobile phone while you're out in the field, you're still going to just go to your website and type in app.southcountry.ca, and it'll look extremely similar to what you're going to see here as you'll see on your phone. So to begin with, let's go into our grain loss calculator, and we're going to scroll down here. So starting with crop, so I have canola in here, and canola is the crop that we're going to be using. We have a whole bunch of different varieties that you can use. We're going to stick with canola. We are going to stick with the InVigor variety, and our expected yield, we're going to get some rain here, so I'm going to bump that up to 55. And feel free to fill in the moisture if you want. It's not required though. Next, we go to step 2, where you choose your combine. So we're going to be using an S-Series combine. We are going to be spreading it, and the swath width is 40 feet, and the swath type, we are straight cutting, and here is our concentration number that's calculated for us, and this is what our percentage loss looks like. So we normally aim for around that 2% or less, so the number is under 4.2 grams. So once you have a basis here on what you're looking for, it will give you your combine settings for, we're in canola, looking at dry straw, and it'll start you off with concave type, covers, so on, and it'll walk you through all your settings. And then here is looking at tough straw instead of dry straw, what those settings would look like as well. And again, this is just initial recommendations, with different environments cause for different settings, but these are good starting points. And then lastly, this is our step 4, where with our catches, so say we catch 4 grams and we catch 6 grams, and then we catch another 6 grams, and then we make some changes, and we then catch 2 grams. We then get our average, and so our percent loss is just over 2% if you average these. Again, you can do a new catch and just continue on, and I'll show you what that looks like. For a new catch, you just comes back 4 new catches. So that's really all there is to it. It is not overly complicated. It does walk you through things fairly nicely. You can make tweaks to it wherever you want, and it will spit you out accurate numbers here for your what's acceptable loss for your catches. Next, we're going to look at the grain loss calibration settings, which is right here. And in here, again, we're going to go with an S-Series combine. and it will show you what are good starting calibration numbers, or what we've deemed acceptable through many catch pan tosses and weighs, and these numbers are fairly accurate for what is considered acceptable losses. So, and that again is in this grain loss calibration settings. Lastly, we're going to look at combine settings, and these settings are really just those cards that a lot of guys have tucked away in the cab of the combine. They are also online. So these are just a variety of different crops and also different conditions for those crops, and just a really good starting point. Obviously, as conditions change, these numbers can be tweaked, but for starting off, if you're unsure, these are good numbers to begin with. And that's it. So just to recap, in app.southcountry.ca, you can find your grain loss calculator and combine settings. So when you're out in the field throwing a catch pan, awesome tool to use with that. And again, your grain loss cal numbers in here, and then lastly your some good initial combine settings when entering into the field, and as conditions change, likely those numbers will be tweaked, but they are really good initial settings to start with. So if you are on your mobile device, it'll look very similar to this. Again, it's just the app.southcountry.ca that you're putting into your browser in your phone instead of on the computer, and all these options are available to you. So that's everything. Thanks a lot for listening.